Welcome back to more Pokemon White 2. So last time we made it through Route 2 and Akuma Town. We engaged some in trading in Akuma Town 2 to get some useful Pokemon. Yeah, we had a fun time. But anyway, yep. Just, throwing it out right there. We have a legendary Pokemon to catch, and I think we will try to go after them today. So yeah. So we got the Dreamyard. We have a few new encounters to talk about, some decently notable ones as well. So yeah. I guess yeah, we could start with that. So yeah. So let's get the Moonstone. Then we'll talk about the other Pokemon later, because yeah. The interesting thing is that Pokemon is at the start of this area, so yeah. It's just kind of interesting, but yeah, you're gonna need Cut though, as you'll see here. And knowing me too, we're also gonna need Full Swipe, so yeah, I'm definitely gonna bring that. But yeah, basically what you're trying to do here is you're kind of trying to follow this Pokemon, so yeah. Anyway, let's get the red candy, and also the repels. I'm not too interested in cannons this time around, so yeah. But I will definitely talk about them. Also, I'm actually running out of super repels, so yeah. I can't buy them. Oh, Rust and Grass. Might as well check it. I might buy the bundle of max repels at the at the what am I trying to say? I might buy the bundle of max repels at Join Avenue at this rate, but anyway. I probably still won't though. Knowing me, but anyway. So like I said, yeah, I think we're actually gonna start with legendary Pokemon. I think that's gonna be kind of funny. We're teaming if I Dreamyard, yeah, there's definitely one Pokemon I think the developers want you to use that for. But yeah, it's 100 power. It does train HP just like you can train and stuff like that, but the opponent Pokemon needs to be asleep. So yeah. It's a bit unreliable, unfortunately, especially because yeah, that Pokemon has Hypnosis as its sleep move, so yeah. But anyway, so yeah, let's prepare. Let's get Full Swipe again. And I think I'll give it to Ronan once again. Because I think, yeah, with the leftovers, Ronan's probably our most reliable Full Swiper at this point, so yeah. Yeah, there's Ronan. So yeah, once again, I've got a Vice Beam for that. There you are. We've got Thunder Wave on John Tracy. Now this thing will actually ambush you, so I recommend saving around here. So yeah, that's kind of a rude thing to do, isn't it? But anyway. Anyway though, I did move John Tracy. Alright, so yeah, let's save the game. And yeah, let's encounter this Pokemon. It's kind of just it's at the start there, not at the end. Normally the legendary Pokemon are like at the end, so yeah. Alright. Is Latios. So Latios is level 68 Dragon Psychic type Pokemon. Levitate ability with the moves Heal Pulse, Psychic, Charm, and the very annoying Psycho Shift, because yeah, that will actually get rid of its status. So yeah. So again, this thing is definitely going to be quite difficult to... In fact, yeah, that probably means that yeah, instead, I'm actually going to Quick Pull it. And then I'll Full Swipe it, and then I Thunder Wave it. So that's probably what I should have done instead, but that's okay. Well, we'll try the Quick Pull. Unfortunately it didn't work, but that's okay. So yeah, Latios. So Latios is a very good Pokemon in its own right. It's just that its counterpart is also extremely good, if not better. But yeah, Latios is supposed to be the defensive one of the two. It has a very good 130 special defense, but it's also fast, 110 speed, and it has a still very good 110 special attack. So yeah, I think the idea is that it can, it can, take a hit, essentially on the social side, calm mind off, and then, go to town. I think, yeah, that's probably how you want to use Latios. But yeah, that's before, you know, talking about what moves it has available, so yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna try Surf because again, it did charm me, so I'm gonna hope that's good enough. There we go, perfect. So yeah, I'll go for some Soul Spikes here. We'll put it down to as low as possible, because again, this thing's gonna be very annoying to catch. With that Psycho Shift, so yeah. And move there, you don't really see like at all, but anyway. So there we go. Now I'm gonna go back into John Tracy, who's gonna Thunder Wave it. So yeah, unfortunately, John Tracy is also gonna end up Thunder Waving themselves, but that's okay. We can make it work though, so yeah, we'll go for the Thunder Wave and let's go for some Dust Balls. So yeah. Alright. So yeah, I talked about like a game plan, but let's look at the other moves it gets. It does get Helping Hand and Safeguard. Safeguard could, isn't just good in Delvaz, but yeah, that was like one idea I had for it. Even gets Refresh to get its own status problems too. Yeah, it's actually kind of hard to status Latios, as it turns out. And yeah, it even gets Heal Pulse too. And it gets Dragon Pulse and Healing Wish at the higher levels too, so yeah. Anyway, that almost worked. Here's 1 HP, I think, and Paralyze, so yeah. It also gets its signature move too. It actually missed out on its signature move, and it has the stronger move, it's Psychic. That is Mistable. It's any power, 100% accurate, with a, I believe, 50% chance to lower special attack. It's not bad. I actually don't see what the chance is, but which it normally does, so yeah, I don't really know why that's the case, but anyway. But yeah, Mistable, it gets power boosted, so it actually is the best Psychic type damage, but at this point, yeah, you're actually better off using Psychic, which is interesting, so yeah. But anyway, some of the interesting moves it gets is the very interesting Reflect type, which allows it to copy the type of its target. Actually, a move that's decently useful, so yeah, I have seen somebody else's use it, and it does get the amazing Healing Wish at 85, so it can sacrifice itself and obviously bring back a teammate. That is a really cool move to have around, so yeah. Essentially a Poké that's quite fast, so yeah. But anyway, as for TMs, again I mentioned Calm Mind, but it also gets a lot of other good moves like Ice Beam for example, Thunderbolt even, Surf. It can surf screens obviously as well. It has amazing type coverage. So yeah, you can definitely find a lot of good moves for it, so yeah. And there's the Psycho Shift finally. So what I'm gonna probably do is I'm probably gonna Full Restore here. Because yeah, I took a lot from the Psychic and got the drop, which isn't great, so yeah. And yeah, I'm not using Irons of Battle that much anyway, so yeah. It actually healed both stuff, so I probably could have just went for the full heal, but that's okay. Yeah, that does hurt because of the social defense drop, but that's okay. Then again, yeah, its coverage is amazing. You can find a lot of good moves for Latios with TMs, so yeah, that's definitely very, very nice. And then yeah, Draco obviously is another amazing move as a Mood Eater move. As for Mood Eaters, it does get a lot of other interesting moves, like again, Helping Hand, Icy Wind, which is also pretty good for it in Delvals, and of course Tailwind, even Trick, even Roost. There's a lot of good options. And yeah, that's everything to talk about with Latios. Again, it's not as good as its counterpart, especially in battle facilities, but yeah, it's still a pretty good Pokemon in its own right. I think that's definitely the best way to describe Latios, and yeah, I love about Latios. Yeah, it's definitely one of those really good Pokemon, so yeah. So it makes a lot of sense. But anyway, am I going to catch it here? Nope, not quite. I should have probably not said that, but anyway. So there's the other Psycho Shift. So we're going to need to... At least I can't paralyze this again unless it uses Psycho Shift again, so yeah. So over the Paralyze Heal there. And yeah, we'll go for the Thunder Wave again. It's just that, yeah, it does waste turns doing this. I could be, you know, chucking the ball instead, so yeah. It also means that, yeah, Sleep might not be bad because it can't Psycho Shift that, so yeah. So anyway, as a topic, so yeah. This topic I don't have much to say about. It's Relix in the Sky remakes. Because yeah, The only, because again, I did play the demo, but I don't really have much to say on that, to be honest. Because again, there are definitely some changes in the skills that we see. I feel like a lot of skills drop stats, and I feel like we wouldn't have the fallback, and I don't know what the original game was like. The original games are like, so again, I don't really have much to say. Again, mainly I'm like speculating on stuff, so yeah. Then again, yeah, I did like the direction though. That's definitely one thing I could say though. Like, it does feel like, the arts that they, changed on your playable characters, they feel like they have more utility, which I quite appreciate. I think, yeah, it might be because, in like Cold Steel, for example, player Cold Steel games, they were really willing to give a lot of arts, secondary effects like that, so yeah. That might be something related to that. Then again though, yeah, it did feel like, yeah, when I was playing the demo for the Skyrim, yeah, I was using a lot of arts, so yeah. And again, I felt like I wasn't really playing that well, so that might be another thing too, so yeah. I probably should check how much PP this has, so yeah. Psycho Shift has 10 PP, it's actually quite a lot. So, again, I'll see if I can get the fun wave off, even though I'm paralyzed. It was a heal pulse, which is kind of it, so yeah. But there you go. Might just have to keep paralyzed, because again, 10 is a lot. It did use some before, but yeah, or at least one, but yeah. And let's give another Dusker. And again, yeah, like I said, yeah, I don't feel like I was playing that good on the demo, but yeah, again. I did like what I saw the cards. I can actually miss, apparently, so that's interesting. Yeah, it has 90% accuracy. That's a bit weird for a statue like that, but anyway. Also, I just realized too, if they're both paralyzed, they can't, swap that now, can it? So yeah, that's what I should be doing, so yeah. So I don't know why I didn't think to do that earlier, but that's okay. Anyway, so yeah, back to, yeah, what's one there? For like other characters, yeah, I can definitely see a lot of interesting things. Like, yeah, I know that there are a lot of characters that were only physical attackers before, so yeah, obviously, seeing them have more utility, that's gonna be very cool, so yeah. So yeah, that's definitely something I'm interested in. I do think that, yeah, those characters are gonna be a lot better than they were when I saw them in Sky the Third, so yeah. Before, that's definitely one hunch I have, so yeah. But yeah, like I said, yeah, I don't really have much else to say, I think, about Sky, but again, I'm really looking forward to... I'm really happy that, Second Chapter's also getting the remake too. It better had. I mean, yeah, they actually, I'm pretty sure that, yeah, they showed at the end of the game that, yeah, the remake was gonna happen, because again, if you only had the first chapter, it's gonna be a very incomplete story, so yeah. And yeah, it fails. So that's good, so yeah, you definitely want to stay paralyzed. Like this, so yeah. And also, yeah, I can't afford John Tracy to go down here. Definitely, so yeah. I'm never gonna need a heal after this psychic. Yeah, that was a close call on my part. And yeah, I'm actually gonna need to use some explosions, so let me do that. Hey, Elias, yeah, not easy to catch, isn't it? So yeah. I'm not gonna dive in just yet, I think, because, yeah, one, I still need to play Cold Steel 4. I might as well finish that, and probably play Reverie afterwards as well. Then after that, yeah, I'll probably think about going back, especially if by the time I do finish Reverie, there could be a Sky the Third remake, which, yeah, I would really love to see, to be honest, so yeah. I really have to see that just because, again, it deserves it. Is again, that's the game that got me into the series, weirdly enough, and it does, finish the trilogy off really well, in my opinion. I do think the Dustfall's probably the best, but I think at this point, let's try Timeable. Because the game's so close to Dusk, I feel like Timer has to be the way to go now, so yeah. So yeah, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that's how I thought. I should have done that a long time ago, but that's okay. Yeah, I think Timer does eventually come better than Dust, but anyway. Its body is covered with a dam that can refract light in such a way that it becomes invisible. That is really cool. So yeah, Latios, there you go. So this basically Oh, and we get the Soul Dew too. I didn't even talk about that. Yeah, let's go back and heal. We still need Dreamyard though, because even though we're done with this area, there's still a strength folder. So yeah, I think I'm also gonna go buy Super Pills. Again, yeah, finishing off the topic, yeah, like I said, yeah, I'm not really sure what to think. Because again, it's hard for me to speculate, especially when I'm out of the series for about a year now. So because I think I played, I think I completed, Cold Steel 3 around this time, or at least a little bit later. I got it for my birthday, if I remember correctly, last year, so yeah. So yeah, so back to what I was talking about. Actually, did I get it for my birthday? Yeah, I had to, because I talked about it last year, so yeah. But anyway, you got a mild nature, that's not too bad, it's just that low special defense, which isn't like great, so yeah. Again, like I said, I'm out of the series, so I don't really remember much, but again, though, I'm definitely very excited to see what, you know, the new starter characters are like. Like, I haven't even seen, you know, the first remake, obviously, so yeah. So I'm definitely very excited to see how that goes, but anyway, I think, yeah, that's mainly everything I want to talk about. But of course, though, we aren't done with legendary Pokemon. We still need to catch the other ones, so yeah, I'm going to show that. We have a lot to talk about, so yeah. Actually, yeah, before we do that though, let's talk about that item, that holy grail of an item that we just got. So yeah, where could it be? I actually recall you got the Soul Dew like this, because normally the Soul Dew is really hard to get, so yeah. It's either like an event or something like that, so it's kind of funny they just give it to you for free like that, but anyway, here it is. Wonder Sword to be held by Latios or Latios, it raises both the special attack and special defense stats. What it means by this is that they both get a free Carmine. That is broken. It's so broken that, yeah, you're not allowed to use that item in battle facilities. Yet, Latios and Latios are definitely allowed those, so yeah. Second, broken. It basically makes that Latios and Latios can compete with box art legendary Pokemon. It's that good. And then later on, they even nerf it so that it only boosts the power of Psychic and Dragon type moves. Which, I mean, it's kind of lame, but at the same time, though, it kind of makes a lot of sense. So yeah. Anyway, though, we mentioned him, so I think, yeah, let's go to the Black 2 playthrough and let's go catch him. Alright, we're in the Black 2 playthrough. I chased it down. Yeah, let's see what we are up against here. This is Latios, level 68, Dragon Psychic type Pokemon, Levitate for its ability, with the moves Heal Pulse, Psychic, Dragon Dance, and Psycho Shift. So yeah. So the thing about Latios is I think he's the Pokemon to use the Master Ball on. And you may notice I actually have two of them, I'll talk about that later, but yeah. Of course, the Pokemon that catches any Pokemon. And yeah, the main reason why is, yeah, Latios is probably the best legendary Pokemon in the game. The most useful, at least. And yeah, we'll talk about why here as well. So yeah. So I want to show, obviously, using the Master Ball on it, because that's what I recommend. It's also the Eon Pokemon, a highly intelligent Pokemon. By folding back its wings and flight, you can overtake jet planes. Alright. And yeah, I have an open space for it, so I can examine it, obviously. So yeah. And yeah, we did get a timid nature, not bad. So what I would do then is I would check its IVs, and if they are pretty good, yeah, we keep the Latios then. So yeah. Looking at its stats, I think those are alright. It's strong-willed, which I think is decent as well. So yeah. Who knows, maybe this one's a keep. I'll find out after this recording, but yeah. So let's talk about Latios a little bit. Of course, it's the counterpart to Latios. It focuses more on offensive stats with 130 special attack. It actually has a respectable 90 attack as well, 80 HP in defense, and 110 speed. That's very important, obviously. Latios is one of the fastest Dragon type Pokemon around, and yeah, that's a really good thing considering you know what moves it has on its side. So yeah, let's go over that a little bit. Obviously, Levitate's a great ability. It's a great ability for both of them. Their level up, it gets more offensive versions of moves that Latios gets. So we're talking stuff like you know Heal Block, and Memento as examples. And yeah, Power Split too, but anyway. It also gets some physical moves too, notably like Zen Headbutt, and then also Dragon Dance to buff its attack, but yeah, you don't really need those necessarily. And yeah, it has its own signature move, which again, it's too high level for, Luster Purge. It's basically Mistball, but it has a chance to lower special defense instead. And I think the chance is 50%, but again, I'm not 100% sure about that. And getting healed to recover, which is kind of interesting too. But anyway, just like Latios, it learns a lot of great moves via TM. Good coverage moves like potentially Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Surf, and even Energy Ball. And yeah, of course, you can also use Calm Mind if you're about that life. It's not a bad use of that move, that's a extra, so yeah. But yeah, I think one of the most important moves though on Latios, Draco Meteor. It has one of the fastest Draco Meteors in the game, it has one of the strongest Draco Meteors in the game. So just, you know, going first, launching that off with maybe a Life Orb or a Choice Specs, yeah, that's gonna help out a lot in the PWT and the Battle Supply, so yeah. And then for other moves, it doesn't learn Dragon Pulse to your level for some reason. I would recommend that, just so, again, you're mainly going to be using Draco Meteor, I feel like, depending on item. If it's a choice time, yeah, you'll definitely use Draco Meteor a lot. But sometimes, yeah, you don't want to drop your special attack, so that's where Dragon Pulse can come in. There's some other interesting moves like Outrage, if you really want to use the physical moveset, for example. Roost, obviously, for Sustain and Tailwind. And yeah, that's mainly it, yeah. If you can't really get what I'm getting at, yeah, what I recommend is getting a really good Latios, like this, like with the Timid Nature, for example. That's why Beardy the XM is such a good Pokemon to have around. And then, yeah, try to get some pretty decent IVs on it. Again, you're not going to get perfect IVs, but yeah, as long as you have pretty good special attack and speed, that's probably all you're going to need. So, yeah. And then all that, yeah, you got a great Pokemon that's also not too hard to EV train in this game too, thanks to all the tools we've come across as well during our journey. So yeah, again, Latios, yeah, I'm getting him just in case I do want to use them for the PWT. There's might be another Pokemon that comes to mind too, that's another Pokemon I recommend Master Balling, just so again, it's easier to get the good IVs, obviously, and also Timid Nature too, because Synchronize isn't guaranteed in this game, unfortunately, so yeah. But yeah, Latios, yeah, definitely one of the most important Pokemon we'll find in our journey. So yeah, it's very cool to talk about. Yeah, like I said, yeah, probably after I finish, I'm gonna see if this Latios is a good one to keep. Again, I think this is before Legendary Pokemon guaranteed perfect IVs. So yeah, it'll have pretty random ones, but that's okay. So yeah, that's everything so far. So yeah. Let's go back to the White Tea flavor and let's finish exploring the Dreamyard. Alright, let's get back to it now. So, I'll put John Tracy over here. Alright, so let's get this good thing going. So yeah. So now, yeah, we encountered the grass. So, let's talk about some more new Pokemon. Yeah, I'm going to be talking a lot of Pokemon this part, I just realized, but anyway. Muna can now finally be caught again. I didn't reply repels, but I have enough. So yeah. So yeah. Muna, yeah, it's kind of weird we get this site because as a Pokemon, it's a bit outclassed, but hey, what can you do? This site is really weird, by the way, because as you'll see here, the trainers, some of them run away from you. So yeah, that's a bit strange. This one does not though. The mysterious psychic power, you cannot see it. Yeah, it's definitely there. Alright. So yeah, Muna, Mushana, yeah, you need the Moonstone to get Mushana. And it starts selling moves, so of course you want to think about when to evolve, although I think with the levels it's caught, you'll probably be fine. So yeah, you'll probably have all its moves, then you just use Heart Scales to get whatever you need before you evolve it again. So yeah, or evolve it. And it does get some interesting moves like, you know, Yawn and Hypnosis to put foes to sleep, Moonlight for healing, Nightmare to punish sleeping Pokemon, Calm Mind and Psychic Bear level up, although you can use the TMs obviously, and even Dreamyard too. And Stored Power. Stored Power could be very good with Calm Mind. It's just that it doesn't. I guess also Cosmic Power too. I can't remember if it gets Cosmic Power, but I feel like it does. So yeah. No, does it look like it? It's always like this. Can't see what really matters. But yeah, Star Power is a very strong boosting move. It's just that, yeah, you want to wait to boost a lot of stats. Although I guess with, just spamming Calm Mind, I'll probably do it, so yeah. But anyway, the thing about Mushana is that, again, actually it does get some decent coverage. Not amazing. It doesn't get flying type moves like Focus Blast, for example, but it does get, Shadow Ball, Energy Ball, Thunder Wave, Charge Beam. It's not bad moves. Yeah, I see that this guy's running away from us. It's definitely very odd. This is a power swell, it gives you Dawn power. So yeah. And yeah, of course, I guess Trick Room, which yeah, you definitely want to think about, although I think Musha is more of a support Pokemon, so it might be better off, Trick Room can support other Pokemon, but yeah, it's definitely not going to be Trick Rooming Sleeping on its own, I feel like. I feel like you're probably better off using maybe another Pokemon to do that with, so yeah. And yeah, for Ekmu's, Sleep Talk is kind of interesting. Helping Hand is definitely very good. You can get Baton Pass and Curse, which is interesting. And we got Dust Claws, alright. And you even get Barrier Hit too. And then Mood Tutors. Again, there's some more support moves like Gravity, for example. Worry Seed, interesting enough. That kind of actually ruins a lot of what it can do, so I'm not really sure why it gets that. It's kind of funny that I think about it. Use my weakness. That's definitely something you get Prexel with. You give it like Hypnosis, Yawn, Nightmare, and Dreamyard, and you also throw on Worry Seed because why not? But yeah, Signal Beam is also here for more type coverage if you need it. Heal Build too, actually. So, and After You for double powers. Which, yeah, it is a Pokemon I feel like is kind of good there, so yeah. Even if it's not the best Pokemon, but hey. And yeah, now we can finally talk about the stats. So again, like I said, it's kind of outclassed. It's another slow Psychic type that's very bulky, with 107 special attack. It has good bulk on both sides and 160 HP, so it's probably one of the tankiest you can ask for. It's just that, again, it doesn't hit as hard as, Reuniclus. Reuniclus is very self-sufficient in Trick Room, and of course, it has Magic Guards, so yeah. So there's also that as well. Eek. Why? I saw you move, I was running away from you. So again, yeah, Mushana again, it's not the best Psychic type Slowpoke put around, but yeah, again, it can be towards allies, especially in Double Power quite well. It's just that, again, if you do have it and other Slowpoke on your team, the enemy is gonna know to fake it out or try to take it out before it can set the Trick Room, so you need to think about that. So yeah. Anyway, I need to teach Ice Beam again, so I'll be sure to do that. Yeah, that's everything to talk about with Mushana. So let's actually get the notes of the Pokemon back. Here's a Mr. Mime, so let's go for the Megaborn here, and then this is unfortunately about to go. So anyway, Jigglypuff. So yeah, we could find this on Route 2, which I went to first, but yeah, you can also find the Dreamyard. So let's talk about it here. Unfortunately, I missed again. So that's a bit of a... it's not great, but hey. That's just kind of how it goes. Sometimes with an accurate move like this, there you go. Even if it's one of the better inaccurate moves, because it's 85% accuracy, so yeah. Anyway. So Jigglypuff, there isn't too much to talk about Jigglypuff. Eek, I saw your thoughts by the loss. I may want to talk about Wigglytuff, which again you can get with Moonstone again. I mean, the thing about this Pokemon is that if you look at the moves, again, it learns a lot of coverage moves, like we, come to expect. With a normal type Pokemon, it gets your Ice Beams, your Flamethrowers, your Thunderbolts, stuff like that. It's just that, yeah. The thing that kind of sets it back, though, is the stats. Let's talk about those first. Like, yeah, all it really has going for it is 140 HP. Other than that, it has kind of meh offense, so it's 70 attack and 75 special attack, and very bad stats in everywhere else, including speed and obviously defense. So, yeah. So I can't really take hits well. Vicky is a much better hit taker, as we saw with its stats. So yeah, it doesn't have as much HP, but its bulk is way better, so yeah. And again, it doesn't hit as hard as Licky. And it's actually slower than Licky too, so yeah, the only thing this thing has over Licky is more HP, which is not a good thing. So yeah. But again, like I said, there's a lot of moves, like yeah, and it's pretty able to also get some interesting moves like Hyper Voice, Double Edge, and Wake Up Slap. So again, I think there could be some fun to have because again, there's a lot of moves. I would recommend stuff like Ice Beam and Flamethrower on it. But again, like I said, it just feels outclassed by a lot of North type Pokemon. Another North type Pokemon that gets a lot of coverage like this is Fable. Let's look at some Pokemon research. Yes, let's show each other our Pokemon. So yeah, Fable also gets amazing coverage like this, but at the same time though, it has Magic Guard and it has slightly better stats. So yeah, it's a bit more well-rounded. So yeah, so that's another Pokemon it doesn't compare too favorably to, so yeah, that's a bit of a shame, but yeah, it is what it is. Saying that's mainly it. It did get a lot better though in the next game though, because it gained the Fairy type, so it's a normal Fairy type, and it has competitive responsibilities. In this game it has Q-Charm, which is kind of lame, so yeah. Competitive actually gives it some decent niches and battle battles, so yeah. Anyway, it's tracing my Torrent, interesting enough, so yeah, let's put this up. And once again, a Magic Coat. Magic Coat. So there you go. So again, yeah, not an amazing Pokemon, but it does get a lot better later. And yeah, it has a baby form which can learn Charm, Suicune, and Copycat. Again, I don't think that really helps either, but that's okay. A new discovery and either deeply mysteries, so yeah. Let's talk about the Swarm now, which is Hypno, everyone's favorite Psychic type Pokemon. I mean, there's some people who like it, but they... they're not the kind of people you want to talk to on a daily basis, let's just say. But anyway, so yeah, Hypno is the Swarm, so obviously we won't always be able to ask it. It's a Pokemon. It gets Insomnia and Form, unfortunately. Insomnia is legitimately kind of good, but again, the Pokemon itself though kind of needs to be kind of good to have an ability like that. So yeah, that's just kind of how I feel. Let's go up the stairs now. You got more trainers to fight, and also you got that dark grass over there. But another thing we can actually, yeah, there's just trainers all around us. So yeah. And the thing about Hypno is, again, it just kind of has mediocre stats to work with. That's just kind of the order. My goal is to have 4 gym leaders. I've already beat all of them, so I don't know what you're trying to aim for. But anyway, again, the stats. All it's really got going for it is it's 115 self-defense. 85 HP is not bad, but everything else is kind of mediocre. Especially its defenses. It has 73 on both sides. 73 is not bad, and it has 67 speed. But yeah, compared to Musharna though, I think Musharna does a bit more. It has better mixed bulk and better HP, so as a supporter, Musharna might be better. But it is obviously a lot slower, so it's more trick and reliant, so yeah. So that's something to think about. And here's a Sucking. So if you want to see Sucking, you could use this guy if you want. Anyway, so your Hypno, again, it also likes to put Pokemon to sleep with Hypnosis. And it can also use moves like Nightmare and Dreamyard to obviously help with that. It gets Nasty Plot, which is pretty neat. Against a special attacker, it could possibly set this up. But again, like I said, might be a little bit difficult to actually suit with that. Or for what then, though. Because again, it has, bad... it does have the best, offenses in the world, so yeah. Yeah, I want to go here first, because, yeah, there's an area we can do down below again. But we have another trainer, pretty well hidden, actually. I'm going to review everything I learned in the training school. So, yeah. Calm Mind could also be considered. It does get, focus fast to use that weird Shadow Ball, so, yeah. Again, its coverage is not bad. You can use some physical moves to some good effect. Thunderwave is obviously a very good support move, and again, it can use Trick Room if you so wish, so, yeah. And the athletic moves, it gets the punches, it gets roleplay, and it also gets Nasty Plot this way too. Barrier as well, not bad moves, but again, like I said, the stats once again kind of let down. It gets Straight Punches move to me, which is legitimately kind of interesting, but yeah. Again, not sure how effective that's going to be overall. Check though is kind of nice. And yeah, that's mainly everything about Hypno. Like I said, yeah, it's not an amazing Pokemon, especially nowadays, but yeah, it's okay. Like, yeah, again, bulky side type Pokemon, yeah, there's a lot of those, obviously, and a lot better than freaking Hypno, but hey. if you want it, I think it could do something. I have to work on that move some more. Like, it's not completely trash. Like, yeah, again, it does at least, have nasty plots, so if the conditions are correct, it could do some damage. And again, it has good special defense, so there's the possibility you can, tank for your team and stuff. But again, like I said though, I feel like there's just better Pokemon for a role like this, so yeah. Anyway, push that down. That's an easy way into this area, and also an easy way out. You can now get this iron. We also got a Dawnstone Reaper Class, a lot of items to evolve, specific Pokemon. And Psychic Gem. So there we go. Alright, we don't want to go just yet, because there's still another Hidden Item and another trainer to fight, so yeah, that's Schoolboy over there. Yeah, we'll be done with the Dreamyard then, I think, so yeah. And not too much to this place now, but again, it's kind of neat that, we still get this post-game area again, so yeah. So he'll heal up. And he's featured in a while, so yeah, it's cool that he'll be able to be used again. Or she'll be able to use again, I mean. Real Bow is the best way to learn. Yeah, it's good to, get that practice in, obviously, so yeah. So you got Shroomish, alright. Let's give it a nice Ice Beam on it. This is still a thing in this game, I feel like it might be, but yeah, Shroomish is the only way for a Breloom to get Spore, which is really annoying. But yeah, I think they stopped that in later games. I'm not sure this game's still the same with that, but yeah, and it's a turn growth. Which again, I did use in my practice playthrough. Yeah, it's been a long time since that practice playthrough has been a thing, so yeah. Because yeah, I didn't do the post game with that, I just kind of want to see how the main story went. I learned from news as well, because yeah, the Pokemon can get through the main story just fine. Chances are they'll probably do well in the post game too. So as you can see, we are quite high leveled for all the post game content now, so yeah, thanks to, Big Samus Walk on that. But yeah, that's it. So let's fly out, let's get Antonia back. I guess we'll go to Akuma because, yeah, that's kind of our next stop. Because the next time, I'm thinking we go to Route 1, but that's not all though. I think I want to do some other cool things too, so yeah. Yeah, next part I think is gonna be very fun, I think, so yeah. Anyway. So yeah, let's get Antonia back. Another thing I realized about Antonia is like they're kind of a chicken of this playthrough. Like yeah, despite the fact that they started as an early game book type, they were actually really strong early on. Then it kind of fell off, but they're still kind of useful as the thing. So yeah, yeah. So that's a thing. But yeah, we talked about both Latios and Latias, which is really cool. Yeah, we want to actually do it like this now. Two very good Pokemon to catch the Dreamyard and talk about the other encounters, and we fully explored the Dreamyards. That's great. So yeah, next time, like I said, I think we're going to be heading back to where it all began in Black or White 1, Route 1. Yeah, so yeah, and possibly November time as well. So yeah, look forward to that, and I'll see you guys again for that.